Well, here we go. It's wide open. We got 1 day and 35 food plots. It's go time.
Sure.
So on that, it's interesting. I know Larry. Of course, we all talk. He made the comment. He called you frustrated from the field and all that. But it's been fun. So Larry's got a piece in Missouri. How many acres is that piece?
Oh, there's actually two little sections. It's pretty much 110, and then another 100 acres.
Yeah, but back to, we always talk about the testing grounds. It's like, yes, we have this place where we're truly
This is the
testing.
home base.
Yeah, like the high cotton thing, prototypes and testing and changing formulas. That's what this place. But really, with this team, everything's a testing ground.
It is.
The
Absolutely.
E3 is a full testing ground. Your Illinois place in Iowa, and then Larry, of course, he's been with us since day one too, and he's taken this track doing project every single year. They do a project in the fall, another project in the spring, and it's been fun to watch his place where the guy he hunts with is like, man, they're not here in the daylight. You know, they got open pastures, and he starts taking shield, and it's been fun to watch the project of evolving that entire.
Yeah. Wild Milo. That's what we call it. Now we get to the good stuff. Shield. Got a busy day ahead of us. We're gonna put up some cover, some barriers. We're gonna throw up some walls. Let's hope. Well, they say you get in it, you get out of it what you put into it. And I'm a firm believer in that. It's the 1st of June, first part of June. It's time to start thinking about fall, which I never really quit thinking about fall, but we're out here, we're just flipping a little bit of dirt where we had some wild game sorghum to plant kind of as a barrier plot, provide a food source as well for deer in the late season. Just let it stand, let it grow. Also cover for turkeys, and then we're gonna go around the perimeter up by the road with a product called Shield from Backwoods Premium Wildlife Products. We've used it for probably 6 years now, maybe not quite that long, but 4 years at least, and we've just seen a huge, tremendous increase in our strategies, being able to get in and get in on deer. Just being able to strategically put that shield in places that where you're having trouble getting in, or where people can see your property from the road. And let's face it, no one wants to admit it, but poaching is an issue, and there ain't nothing more discouraging than having a deer you've been after all year, you find him dead to a wound shot from the road or something like that. So plus it makes the deer feel safe, so you can really increase daylight movement. So this over here to the right is going to be nothing but probably a Dixie 6 or Big River plot from Backwoods Premium Wildlife Products as well, and it's done real well in the past, but this just creates a little bit of a barrier. It's kind of in stages. You go from the barrier up by the road to this wild game sorghum right to their major food source. So I'm really trying to make the deer comfortable coming out and moving in the daylight. So it's the 1st of June. Time to start thinking about fall. So what's really important with putting in a lot of these barrier plots is just making sure you have good seed to soil contact. If sometimes it takes spraying, I did not spray this piece. The reason why is because there's a lot of volunteer coming up from from last season as well. So I figured I would just come back in, just rip it and get it in the ground because it's really the same seed. There's a few weeds in it, but I can spray it as the stuff comes up, as it starts to come up. We got rain coming in the next couple days, but making sure that you get a good seed bed and you get good seed to soil contact with any food plot, regardless of whether it's a no-till mix or whatever, just getting that good seed to soil contact is vitally important to making sure you get good germination. This right here is looking pretty good. I'm going to flip the disc down here just a bit after I got these little chisel plow just tearing the dirt up, and we're going to get her all mixed up so we can build a good seed bed and then put this sorghum in the ground.
Which it's really formulated. It was like a video game to me. You know, I could look at it on, because there's all kinds of mapping software. You can look at it from the sky, you know, and be like, man, what can I do here? Well, you can literally draw lines, be like, well, if I put shield here, I'm literally boxing in. I can create cover. Nobody can see the plots on the road.
Create bedding,
Yeah, you
cover,
kind of had on that
access.
property, you know, talking to you, you really had two problems. Number one, you had no food. And number two, you didn't have cover in the right places. So
Right.
you were kind of fighting two battles of, okay, but you took first step, I got to get food. And so you focused on your food plots, and then it was crazy. Like you kind of tell the story, but was it Ryan or y'all ended up actually shooting a deer like on as far front of the property as you could?
Yeah, literally. I mean, the driveway comes in. There's an old barn, literally an old barn right there on the corner of the property. I'm like, man, that'd be a good place because just the way that it lays, I'm like, the deer bed down here in the valley, they can just pop right up here, and we'll see if we can't put some deer, you know, bring some deer up in through here. So I planted a Trophy Acre in there and outlined one edge from shield, so it kind of blocked the driveway, kind of broke it up some, and shield or the Trophy Acre come up, and we kept noticing, man, there's some deer starting to hit it. There's some, you know, a lot of nighttime activity, of course, and then all of a sudden, around the first part of October, it started changing. We started seeing some of that daylight activity, just like you were saying, and buck after buck after buck that just started showing up. And then actually Ryan went in there too, and we had a deer come in daylight, last light, and Ryan shot him. We're like, man, I think this is working, you know? Like, you know.
This spot's so cool. I can't take any credit for it. Larry came in here. He built this in this old little barn. But we've got a little backwoods traction plot out here. And dang, it looks good. It's the first time I've been down here since it started coming up. And boy, it looks good. Larry come down here and check the card, and there has been daylight shooters in this little plot ever since he put that seed in the ground. So we've been on the road and traveling. Hadn't really looked at the cards, so once we saw the cards, we knew we had to get in here middle of October. It's kind of in a lull right now, and this spot is not. It is on fire. So hopefully we start seeing some deer soon. I mean, overcast. It's a good day. This spot is awesome. I see another buck in that shield. There, it looks like a buck, or it looks like a shooter coming through that shield there. Dude, I drilled him. All that. There he is right there, baby. There he is right there. Downhill as far as he could go. And my first Missouri buck I've killed in almost 3 years. I couldn't have done this without old Larry Mac behind the camera there. He's been putting these backwoods tracks and plots in all summer, and it paid off. These bucks were all over it. He come in and checked the camera, and he's like, we gotta go. They've been daylight for about 2 weeks straight. Sure enough, first night we sat, he showed up. Really, it's changed the way the deer move through this place. It changes when they daylight, and I ended my season in this same spot, and I just began my season and punched a tag to start the season. Backwoods tank for this one.
To learn more and see additional content, make sure you follow Backwoods Premium Wildlife Products social media pages. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's one of those moments where like, man, all this is worth it.
I think
we're
it
making
makes
headway.
you, talking about food plotting and enjoying it, I think it makes it more fun. Like,
yes.
people look at us hunters, oh, it's about to kill. I put in thousands of hours. I mean, every day I do something for a deer. It drives my wife crazy, but that's my hobby. I don't play golf. I don't like fishing. I play with deer, turkeys.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
And-
wear white
and-
sunglasses.
That's right, white sunglasses. Proven to kill bigger bucks.
I like it. I like it.
Anyway, but like if you go and you've been making sure this deer stays alive his whole life, and you're feeding him, and then you're manipulating habitat, and you do it, and then you kill him, like that's why like. Who cares what he scores? Like the process.
Yes.
That's a
is
mature
so
deer, no
fun.
matter
Yeah.
what's on his head. You still fooled a mature deer.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's it.
So in that same plot, like I said, that driveway's right there, shield's still up, same plot, later in the year, going right back to what you're saying before, turnips now, the turnips and stuff that are in the Trophy Acre. Started to notice again, here started daylight right there. So I slipped in there and got in on a little bit of action as well. So
I know that I wasn't going to sit at home on the couch. I got a tag burning a hole in my pocket. And, haven't spent a lot of time on this farm this year. We were able to get a deer killed earlier. And Ryan shot a really nice 10-point that we had a lot of pictures in the summer of, all the way through velvet and everything, so. Who knows? You never know till you go, right? It's late season here in Missouri. And all we can do is hope for the best. I mean, like I said, the food plot's been pounded.
What up, dude?
I'd probably be FaceTiming you for one reason, and one reason only.
Buck down.
Buck down. Yeah.
Hello, boy.
Dude,
Riding solo tonight.
riding solo. Dude, it was one of those where I was like, I might as well just sit while I'm, down here checking, because I was telling everybody earlier, we just ain't had time to, since you killed down here early, to really spend any time down here, so we didn't know what was going on, and I looked at the Trophy Acre plot when I sat down, and I was like, this don't look anything like it did when Ryan killed. It's beat down. Right through here. Cha-ching. He's laying right there. He didn't look like he was very comfortable when he fell either. Wow. Let's take a look at this. We'll go around here. Oh my. It crushed him. It crushed him. Look at this right here. Yes, sir. Yeah, he's been dead a while. Oh, get some of this off here. Looks like he busted a brow tine or didn't grow a brow tine maybe. But yes, sir. Missouri buck on the ground right here in the Show Me State. And I'm tagged out. What an awesome buck that is. Look at that, Ryan. We have had one heck of a season. That's all I got to say, because we've hunted our butts off. We started off on fire. It's been a rough go. And literally I came in tonight with really no expectations at all, because we've been on the road hunting everywhere else. Just came back from Mississippi. Been out to Kansas a few times, and just hadn't had time to get down here to keep track of things. And I was expecting to see a lush green plot, but instead I got to see a plot where the deer have just pounded it. That backwoods attraction Trophy Acre. I mean, I can't say enough about it. It has definitely done its job. If there's a food plot blend I'd recommend, or food plot company, I'd definitely recommend Backwoods Attraction. I've had nothing but good luck. I know us and the whole RTG team.
So, and just being able to transform the property and actually game plan and have it work, because there was multiple times where I failed, like we talked about. I did things the wrong way, where I thought it was the right way, but it just didn't work. Because based upon when I sold down here, it just didn't work up there in Missouri. So now it's really evolved, because we've added shield to a lot more of the property. We've added more food.
You're manipulating the way the deer are traveling with the shield now.
So now I'm making a lot more hunter friendly. The property's going to hunt a lot bigger.
And so also to your defense, earlier you brought up how you're really changing. You used to dive off in the center of the timber.
Yeah.
Now you're not.
Yeah.
Just like Larry. Literally 3 years ago, I go hunting with Larry, and my wife, she got COVID, and we were traveling. It was freaking
We're
wide
actually
open.
fixing to go to Mexico.
Yeah, it's wide open season.
Yep.
She's like, listen, you're gonna miss a bunch of trips if you come here. Like, you're gonna have to quarantine, all that. She's like, just go, stay on the road, don't come home. I was like, wow, So I called Larry. Larry's like, come on, come hunting with me. And so I drive up there, and like, that's only 3 years ago. And Larry, his stand was the typical of farms where you go all the way through and you hunt in the back, and it's like, okay, well, we're hunting the back and this is untouched. And then in just 3 years, now Larry, have you been in the woods and hunted?
I go there, I got some cameras I put in just to keep track of deer, but
He's hunting them. Now they're coming to the plots, they're coming to the front of the property. So it's like totally evolved.
Once you learn that, you don't.
your herd.
You
You look at big
deer
deer killers on Outdoor and Sportsman and Waypoint, whatever. If you look at people who consistently kill big deer, and we all know the names and we all know these people, that's what they're doing.
Yep.
Like, used to be everybody was off in the woods, and
You
we
ain't
still
spooking.
do
Yeah.
it.
Not spooking half
We're
of it.
rattling, and we're still doing some of
Yeah.
that. Don't get me wrong.
There's a time to push in.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
time, but if your food's right and the camera's right and the weather's right, just sit and wait.
Ain't no
Yeah.